Hey, welcome to another episode of The Well. And today I'm going to talk about synchronicity. It's such a well-debated topic and theme within the scientific world. At the other hand, it's super popular within the holistic and kind of spiritual worldviews. And so I thought, okay, as I walk on both sides and in between, I take it to the well, and let's talk about synchronicity for today. So synchronicity is a concept basically brought in by Carl Jung as something as a meaningful connection and interconnectedness of events, like a coincidence of events that are not causally connected, but kind of have significance to the ones who's observing these events. So that may be you. So it basically means that you attach meaning or contribute meaning to things that you see happen, and you see a causal relationship between these things where there's actually no proven scientific relation between these two things or three things that you see happening around you. So, well, that's a mouthful trying to explain that, okay, synchronicity is basically this thing of coincidence. You remember as a child that you would say, maybe even for the first time, that you had this awe and this wonder of like, what a coincidence. How is this possible? And then somebody says, yeah, that's a coincidence. And that's, if you explore this, it's what you could see as a synchronicity. And there are many ways people look at these kind of things. And I just want to touch upon this shortly. So to kind of give you a Kickstarter in this direction to see life in a joyful way. And synchronicities are part of that in my world, in my way of going through life. And I just encourage you to be a little bit curious and open-minded, so maybe you can attract some of these synchronicities in your life as well. So again, according to Jung, it's rooted in a collective unconscious, certain ideas, certain patterns, certain thoughts, certain events. And there is this, of course, this interconnectedness between the psyche and the matter, and how it resonates with people differs all over the world. Fact is, though, that many ideas, many things pop up at the same time all across the planet, and we actually can't really understand why. It just is so. And so what is it? So he dove into this topic. Well, it's way too much to dive into here right now. It's not the right place for it, but it is a topic of debate, and I just find it fun to bring it here. So how do you recognize synchronicity? Well, as with many things, it all starts with awareness, opening up to it. And if you cultivate awareness, if you work on these kind of things, if you watch more of the programs from the Well, for example, you will slowly open up to more possibilities, see more opportunities, and absolutely notice synchronistic events, even in your daily life. So I really encourage you to have this mindset, to have this positive mindset and a kind of a heightened awareness to these unconventional connections that are actually inexplicable, but can be very, very joyful to observe, to discover. It's just like I always like to say, it's like Easter egg. You don't expect it, and then oops, suddenly it's there, you know? So don't go too much on a hunt for these kind of things, but opening up the possibility. Yeah, that's something that you can really do for sure. And what absolutely helps is to just trust your intuition. I mean, you can tune inwards every morning or every evening, but basically trusting your intuition is something I do, or trusting my intuition is something I do all day long. I mean, I live almost by intuition, and kind of my ratio are kind of the benchmarks of logic. Yeah, how should I say it? But the role of intuition is super important in recognizing synchronicity. And also, it has, of course, to do with trusting your gut feelings. And I had, for example, once I read a super nice article about Adidas. It's a sports brand. And I even cut it out. I put it in a folder, and I thought, oh, what nice! It was such a nice story about the history and everything. It's of course a beautiful product. It's sports and it's lifestyle, all these kind of things. So I really cut it out and I saved it, and I like this logo, and I said, oh, nice. But I had a job, and I was very happy in that job. And then a few weeks later, suddenly, through the fax machine, came this proposal for a position within Adidas. And I instantly got nervous. I was like, what? Huh? That's strange. I just read this article a few weeks ago. No. Long story short, I got hired for that position. It was a very great start of a beautiful career in sport and in lifestyle. And I worked there for many, many years. But for me, that was a true coincidence, synchronicity, um, well, in many layers, so in many different ways. So for sure, you have some personal experiences or people that are calling you, and you were just thinking of them. People say, yeah, it's telepathy or whatever, but it's also a form of synchronicity. But you can open up to these personal experiences and also reflect a bit on personal anecdotes that you have in your own life, because often intuition leads to this meaningful coincidence. Whether it's really true, science is not sure about it, but you can attach the meaning to it, and it can be very, very powerful. So yeah, start paying attention to signs. Some people see it in symbols, in patterns, in dreams, in colors, in music, in lyrics. That's something I have a lot. For example, it can be in conversations or in animals or in numbers. So there are many different ways. I made a list for you so that you can kind of immediately start this week to see if you see some of these unlogical events happening around you, or patterns that you suddenly spot that you had never seen before. So it's funny to add that as some, yeah, sprinkle to your life, I would say. So a positive mindset is always helping. I mean, I'm not for this positive, like this fake positive thing. I mean, that's really fooling yourself. It's not really helpful, but you can grow a positive mindset, cultivate it, water it, maintain it, and it will highlight the connection between certain things, certain events, certain ideas, certain thoughts that you have, but maybe also others have. And if you're having this positive mindset and you become more sensitive to these kind of things, it will absolutely, yeah, you will absolutely attract more of this into your life. Gratitude is always good. I mean, go through life, go through your day in gratitude for what you have, for what you see, for the bright colors of flowers, for the fact that you have a roof over your house. I mean, it has been said so often, and it is so, so true. And I mean, this is not the right place now to talk about when you're not feeling well, when you're not in a good state, when you're not in the sunny side of life. But I do encourage and invite you to open up to what is there, and what does it mean, and what does it say, and what does it want to express to you, and how can you relate to this. And gratitude is really a beautiful key as a way to attract more meaningful coincidences. So, and of course, this interconnectedness. I mean, if you buy food, it has been created by so many people in the supply chain, right? Whether it's a farmer, whether it's somebody at a bakery, so many people have been in touch with the product that you are eating or wearing or carrying. I mean, there is so much connection, and there are so many connection points, and this interconnectedness of all things is in this example very physical. But why would there not be an interconnectedness of the invisible things? Think about it. I mean, I think there are really a lot of things not visible that we can make visible. and that we can bring kind of alive. So I really encourage you to focus on where actually are you connected. You can also be connected to the soil where you live, to your ground, to your home, to the pen you're using. I mean, this interconnectedness is something that is key in observing synchronicity and also in attracting it. So I encourage you to build authentic connections to the things that you do, to the things that you say, or the people that you meet, to where you are. Be real. And I tell you, you will absolutely attract more coincidences into your life. It is super fun. It is super nice. So coming back to the beginning, recognize synchronicity by opening up, use your intuition and your gut feelings. Pay attention to all beauty around you, but also the signs and the patterns and the songs that you hear and the stories that you read. Maintain a positive mindset, highlight the connections that you see. I mean, in your own life, highlight it. Be grateful for them. And yeah, what can I say? I would like to really see you relaxing a bit and build from a place of authenticity. Your connections with others, with what you do, with where you want to go. And you will invite more synchronicity into your life. Have a great week. Open up to this. Be curious. Start today. And yeah, enjoy it. Bye bye. See you next week. Bye.